You are listening to Fresh Bread, Dr. Harry Reeder's daily devotional from the Alliance of Confessing Evangelicals.
Now, a parable is what we call a story form of a simile. In other words, a simile is an instrument that is used to teach, and when you take the simile, which is revealed by the words like or as, a simile that is put into a short story then becomes a parable. And a parable, because it's an extended simile, is got a singular lesson. As one person told me, it's a one-legged animal. What is the leg that it stands on? Well, here he gives a parable in Luke 14 and verse 7. Now, he told a parable to those who were invited when he noticed how they chose the places of honor, saying to them, "When you are invited by someone to a wedding feast, do not sit down in a place of honor, lest someone more distinguished than you be invited by him. And he who invited you both will come and say to you, 'Give your place to this person.' And then you will begin with shame to take the lowest place. But when you are invited, go and sit at the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he may say to you, 'Friend, move up here to the higher place.' Then you will be honored in the presence of all who sit in table with you. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." So here is a man who gives a dinner. Now, likely we're looking back at this dinner at the Pharisees, where Jesus had noticed when people came in, they tried to position themselves for a place of honor. So what Jesus is teaching them is saying, listen, when you go somewhere, take the lowest place. Then when the host comes and moves you up, then you will be elevated according to his desire in the presence of all. Or go and exalt yourself, and what will happen is you will be humbled when he comes and moves you to another place in the presence of all. I've got a little principle I try to teach people. Anytime you have to be somebody at the expense of somebody, you just became a nobody. In other words, those who exalt themselves position themselves to be humiliated in the presence of all. Those who humble themselves and are willing to take the last place then are in a position to be exalted in the presence of all. So what you and I need to do is humble ourselves. Don't position yourself to be humiliated. Go ahead and pursue with humility the humble position. And then the last shall become first, and the first shall become last. This is something the Lord teaches, Peter teaches, John teaches, Paul teaches. It is a theme that starts in the book of Proverbs and runs throughout the Scriptures. I remember one time I preached at this place, took my son with me, and I maneuvered to be where I knew they would ask me to pray at a pre-conference meal, and then I would be first in line. And I remember this text coming to me, and I said to my son, I did something that was wrong. I should not have maneuvered myself to be first. I should have gone to be last. And that was a moment that the Lord really taught me this lesson in my life, so that it kind of became an intentional part of life. Lord, let me humble myself to take the last place. Now, by the way, you can pridefully take the last place even. You can say, hey, look at me, how humble I am. No, just ask God for the grace to make all of your life sufficient in Christ. Therefore, you don't need accolades. You just simply live for the Lord. You take the last place and then let the Lord move you through others to the place that He wants you. Instead of seeking a first place under the guise of your religion and then running the risk of being humiliated as the Lord graciously works on your life to humble you. Just humble yourself. You can pray for humility, but remember, humbling yourself is a takeaway for life, not just a prayer request for life. And then the Lord will exalt you at the right time. And of course, the greatest exaltation is when He says to us, "Well done, good and faithful servant," and we enter into glory. And that is another slice of fresh bread.
The family unit in our culture is in deep trouble. That trouble has even infiltrated the church and Christian families. Our Fresh Bread gift offer is Dr. Reeder's series, 7 Essentials for the Christian Family. Call 1-800-488-1888.